All right, let's take a look here. As you can see, finished 5th. I would have actually taken 3rd. I would have been able to win this spot. As you can see, I would have had the tiebreaker. But that's okay. Very little difference. Some cards. It's going to be the biggest. Let's just see what we get here for a 5th. Goliath goes up. Like Guardian. Horizon. Amazon. Razor, that'll be a good upgrade. Thor's Hammer unlocked. So that'll be a good, especially since I didn't get extra mile. It's still sitting at a 4. Basically, as soon as I get Thor up to a 2, I'm good to use that for pretty much the rest of my life. So, it is good to see. Get up to level 2 here too. So let's go ahead. Just open these up. More Goliath. Would have been nice to see one Guardian card or a rock. Those are what I would have really liked to have seen. Much better to get those progressing in the early. Go ahead, we'll take that. We'll definitely take this. Almost up to a 5. Once I get that up to a 5, it might actually pass. As you can see, the ball guide's getting good. All I really need is just a little bit more top spin on that. So as you can see, without having Nirvana unlocked, it's very nice to have the Razor in the early going. And let's just take a look at this comparison. Wrong bag. I'm just going to be able to show you guys how effective this club is. You can see accuracy already goes to 50. Just on the unlocked top spin, I'm already the same. So I'm only giving up 6 yards at this point. Even at a 5, I'm not going to get a power boost. So, given this comparison, I can already make the switch. I don't care about 6 yards. There's almost no use I'm going to get out of 6 yards. So if you don't have an extra mile 6, no real need to even use extra mile. So I'm just automatically going to switch over to Thor's Hammer and just use a 1. And it just took 1 pro tournament to get it. So it just goes to show, especially if you're performing well, I'd really like to unlock that big topper. It can come in handy in some tournaments. See, it's a 500 gem cost. I don't even have 500 gems. I won't even have it by the end of the day. So we're just going to have to sit on that. Let's see what the golden shot is. Is it going to be one of the new holes? Yes, it is. That is a tricky one. That is a tricky one. See what my wind is. See if I feel like playing it. Whew. So crosswind should be decent for distance control. Hardest thing about the crosswind is going to be the wind effect that we're going to have to play. So let's just jump in here. Definitely probably going to make it just a little bit tougher. You typically need about 4.5 on the backspin. Oh, is that what I have, or is that 5.5? It's 4.5. So, pretty close to here. We should be able to go just right here with the long iron. 1.6. Thinking just bit more than 5 rings. Plus, I pulled up a little bit. Other than that, just going to play the wind effect. And let's see how I can get this to come in. Ooh, so I shouldn't have played that little bit of curl, but you can see the distance control. As long as you don't get in a tailwind, it should be relatively easy to stop this thing. And that's a decent chest. I'll take it. And sure enough, there's the Nirvana. So I was just talking about that. Got some Berserkers as well. But there's the Nirvana that I needed. And let's go take a look at that comparison, because that's going to make things a little bit closer. That's a very good unlock, especially after it gets up to a 2 or a 3. You're going to see it's already the same distance there. Ball guide's the same, just a little bit less on the top spin and back spin. If we can just get a couple more cards in Tour 7, we're going to be able to make that switch pretty immediately. Unless we're, by some miracle, able to get some a platinum or something and start getting extra off-roader cards to get it up to like a, somewhere in the neighborhood of a 4. Like, for example, if I would have won that in the tournament, it would have been hard to switch, but as you can see, as it stands, not too bad here. And a good chance that I'm going to be able to switch over to that relatively soon. So, good luck with your accounts, guys. I am going to be putting up some Tour 7 content. Try to progress this account a little bit. I don't know how soon it'll be. As you can see, I'm still down to 380 gems. I'm going to try to get that up over 500. So it may just sit out just a couple days. And then just try to play a couple holes this week in Tour 7. Try to fill that chest a little bit up. And but you can see, more than anything, it's just progress. Keep in mind, I'm not spending anything on this account, so I really don't have the luxury of doing anything to get it boosted. But you can see with where the account is. And of course, with 1,258 gems or trophies, that's just into Tour 7, and we're going to be working on progressing this. You can see throughout the tournament I got Guardian from 2 to 4, so it was a really easy thing to do. I just needed to get it in some gold chests a couple times, and of course some silvers, which I was bulk opening. So, but you can see I just got it to a 4. Would have liked to have got it halfway to a 5 there. The sooner that it gets to a 5 and 6, the better. But this is pretty much going to be, what I use. But you can see the sniper is also going up as well, because I've just been bulk opening chests. So you can see how much I can progress, even as few holes as I'm playing. You can see this account hasn't played many holes, but I can get this sniper up. As soon as I get it to an 8, that's the point that I'll make a full-time switch. Now, the one thing that I'll do is kind of evaluate a tour. Is 40 backspin going to be enough? And for the most part, the answer is no. Because if I get in some tailwind situations, it's really going to put some pressure on my wood gain. So putting Guardian up to a, where I have that 82 backspin, I'd like to use, about 60, 65 sometimes, if it ever comes into play. And in Tour 8, I may actually, use that full backspin as sort of a stop shot in the later tours. So something to be thinking about. And but for the now, we're going to just be with Guardian until that sniper keeps progressing. So, and that's all you need. As you can see, I'm having no trouble winning with just Guardian. So it is the club to go with for the early going. Till that sniper gets up to an 8, there's no real need to make the switch. You just need to get solid on your perfect ball timing. Practice that up. Another thing is in the notebook app, for example, if I was to go to that, And another thing, if I'm using Notebook app, I just want to let you guys know I can still be in game. There's nothing going to stop the game from working. So, you know, totally a rumor, but here's this needle trainer, you know, that you could, you know, essentially try to practice that timing, try to get used to at least being very repetitive. You know, that can be found within the Golf Clash Notebook app there. So, you know, keep all that in mind. You can see in terms of progression, you know, I kind of got my balls back, but not, I did end up maybe losing maybe 5, 10 throughout. However, since I converted them to, oh, they're straight all over here, 30 kingmakers this way. So if I, you know, lost 5 or 10 balls, but converted to 30 kingmakers, I actually upgraded. And you'll notice I really haven't used a kingmaker. I may have used one on the duration of this account so far. You guys have seen all the holes that I've played, and I may have used one kingmaker only. So with that being said, you know, we're saving those for Tour 10, Tour 11, Tour 12, and tournaments only. And for the most part, I don't use them in pro tournaments at all. And I still have 2 more pro tournaments to do. So I just focus on those top 10s. If I can sneak in and get a banner, you know, try to get just a little bit better division next time. But I put myself in a good position there. I would have been able to definitely take second, you know, without the mistakes there. But it would have been almost impossible to beat that one account that I went up against. So what I'm going to try to do is next time just try to get in a little bit better bracket. Keep in mind that I am in like a pro, so typically you'll wind up with fairly, you know, for the most part, you're going to end up with guys who are supposed to be here. I just kind of ran into kind of bad luck where I got an account to a guy who's purposely staying down, you know, which is a very, you know, childish thing to do. To not try to progress an account is, you know, it really makes no sense. So, you know, as you can see, with only one tournament, I already got my Thor's Hammer. Similarly, I can do that with experts. You know, if I go the first time that I play expert with a top 10 or a top 25, I can unlock Apocalypse rather easy. I can unlock Cataclysm rather easy. So that's what I want to work towards progressing. Not to mention, I'm going to get so many more balls for doing that. And I'll be able to get Nirvanas in my chest. This is going to be a very good club to be upgrading. And, you know, in terms of the Tour 7 stuff, you know, since I can't really get, all I can do is unlock Apoc and Cataclysm right now. But that's ultimately what I want to do. And then as I continue to progress that account, I'll be able to, you know, get a decent amount of cards. I can get it up to a 3 rather easy. It only takes 34 cards. I can do that in one chest by going to expert, unlocking it, and then getting it as a reward. So that's what you want to be working towards. You know, good luck out there with your accounts. As you can see, we're just going to keep plugging away and just kind of slowly going about this. So hopefully these tips are helpful to you guys, and I will see you guys later this week.